All right. Well, our second speaker this morning is April Sibiski. She is the Assistant Director of Human Resources within Talent Management and one of the very first people I got to speak to when I joined the UF Foundation staff. And in the spirit of continuing the fun facts, I learned two cool things about April. One, she is ambidextrous, which I wish I was. And two, her first job at UF Advancement was baking cookies. Please welcome April.
Good morning. I'm going to tell you a story about cake. So I worked for a large organization before coming to UF Advancement, and I had an office space that I shared with this guy. He'd been there for a while. He was constantly coming in with his plate full of cake, all the time. And so after a while, I was like, Jonathan, what gives? Where are you getting all of this cake? And he said, this is a big place, and if you know where to go, you can get cake every day. Now, this was one of Fortune magazine's top 100 places to work for 3 years in a row while I was there. And these people really knew how to celebrate. But I think that we can do a little bit better than just birthday cake. So here we are at the crux of the Go Greater campaign, and we have got the biggest last push ahead of us. And research tells us in countless case studies and journal articles that two things happen at this point in a campaign. The first is that our employees look really great to other employers. Our employees have met some big goals, have completed and implemented some major projects, helped contribute to what will be over $3 billion brought in to the University of Florida at one of the best shops in the nation. So our employees are golden for other employers. And we know that turnover picks up during this part in a campaign because of that. It also happens because we have been pushing this boulder up a hill for a long time, and we're not even done yet. We still have a ways to go. And so fatigue starts to set in. And when fatigue is setting in and we're tired, we start seeing greener grass all over the place. Because sometimes it feels like the only way we're going to get a break is to change jobs. Now, I know that the grass is not actually greener. It is just a different shade of green. But we need to all look around and think, what can we do to encourage our employees to combat that fatigue and to reduce employee turnover? So what if it was as simple as creating a culture of celebration? What if celebrating in the workplace could help combat that turnover, help infuse our employees with the energy that they need to get through the end of this campaign and on to whatever is next? I worked with a nurse. When we started working together, she had been with our organization for about 4 years. She was a pediatric nurse, and she had seen some really tough cases. And she shared with me that her goal was just to get to her 5-year anniversary, because at this organization, they did a huge banquet with a big ceremony and a gift for employees who hit this milestone. And it was really just her wish to get to that point. I can share with you that she just recently retired from that organization after 18 years of service. So she made it, but that 5-year celebration got her through a really difficult point. Celebration can absolutely help give your employees that breath that they need, that rest, that rejuvenation that they need to keep pushing the boulder up the hill. So then what should we celebrate? Obviously we want to celebrate big accomplishments, but we can celebrate little ones too. We want to celebrate professional achievements, but we want to look at personal achievements as well and celebrate the whole person on our team. So it could be things like completing a professional certification or even being accepted into a training program, obviously finishing the training program. It could be achieving a particular goal, but it could also be just making progress on a really difficult goal or getting past a huge obstacle that's been in your way. We can even look at celebrating things like completing a 5K, being cast into a local theater production, or participating in a concert. Anything that's meaningful to the people on your team is worth celebrating. Okay, so whose responsibility is it then? I am actually addressing all of you in the room because it is not the sole responsibility of our supervisors. Everyone at UF Advancement can contribute to building a culture of celebration. So how do we do it then? It does take some consideration. It takes some intentionality, and you also need to be very genuine about it. I think until it becomes second nature to you, it's worthwhile to schedule this into your regular work routines. Maybe add celebration as part of a line item on your team meeting agenda. Maybe schedule 5 minutes on your calendar once a month just to sit down and genuinely reflect. Who has really accomplished something today that needs a pat on the back? What have I overlooked that we could really be celebrating and cheering about? I also think you can start to incorporate the language of celebration into your regular vocabulary. And it may feel a little awkward at first, but just saying things like, I noticed how you made an improvement, or great job. You completed this thing and it was fantastic. Great job. Even things just like, thank you, or I see what you did. Now, it's going to feel weird, and the next time someone says to you, I see what you did, I noticed how you improved, we're all going to be like, wink, wink, That's okay. Even that wink moment, that's a little micro celebration. And eventually, that language becomes second nature. So here are 10 things that you could do easily, right away, to begin incorporating celebration into your team culture. The first is to plan a picnic. We are incredibly fortunate to be here at the University of Florida, and there are some amazing green spaces around our campus, even off our campus throughout Gainesville, where you could pack up lunch and go take a picnic. This is a wonderful way to celebrate as a team that you've accomplished a particular goal, or gotten past an obstacle, or just lived through something really difficult. We've got some beautiful interior spaces too, and in inclement weather, there's lots of special places that you can just go and share a meal. Surprise decorations, I love this one. Have you ever seen someone's office filled with balloons or covered with Post-it notes full of happy and cheerful notes? It's an easy one to do. A royal proclamation. I recommend either taking time in a meeting or completely impromptu when you know something needs to be celebrated. Gather everyone around and make a royal proclamation about what they have achieved, what has been accomplished. Make a big deal out of this little moment. And yes, even cake. Cake can be a great way to celebrate. Of course, it doesn't have to be cake. Humans have been using food to celebrate for millennia. We can keep up this tradition. You can do cookies, you can do ice cream, you can do pizza, whatever is special and meaningful to the people on your team. In fact, I had a coworker, she and I became very good friends. This was when I was young and single. Anytime some man had done us wrong, we would go out for sushi. And it became known as consolation sushi. And then we both kind of agreed, I like sushi way too much for it to have this negative connection. And so we switched it around, and we started going out for sushi anytime we had something wonderful happen. So we changed it to celebration sushi. Shout out board. This place is chock full of whiteboards. Section off a little corner of it just to write shout outs. When anytime something happens that you want to recognize someone for, put it up on a whiteboard. You can use a cork board, you can stick Post-it notes on somebody's door, whatever you need to do, but just quick, easy little way to shout out to someone. Likewise, you can pass notes. Have a card and have everyone on the team just write a note of encouragement or great job or we noticed you. Pass it around and deliver it to someone. This works really well for people who aren't comfortable being noticed in a public way, but still deserve to be celebrated. Or you can do a video. Team video. You've got a smartphone, quick video. Being able to see the smile on your face, the twinkle in your eye is really going to tell someone that you want to celebrate them and you've noticed what they've done. Take a field trip. Again, we have some amazing facilities across UF. Wonderful places to go visit. Set a goal as a team, and when you accomplish it, all go take a look at the butterfly garden or the bat houses or the amazing other places we have around campus. Develop a team mascot. Something that really represents who you all are as a team. This could even be a trophy, it could be a badge, whatever it is, and then pass it around. As someone accomplishes something, they receive the trophy. And then when they notice that someone has accomplished something, they pass it on, and the celebration rotates throughout your team. Or just have fun and games. Schedule some time to say, you know what, we have worked really hard, and we deserve to acknowledge that and celebrate it. And so we're going to use all these whiteboards and play some Pictionary, or we're going to play another game. We can do some bingo. We can have some fun. We have earned it, and we deserve it. And it actually, in the end, will help our productivity. It will help reduce our turnover and have a much bigger impact than one little game you might think it would have. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. I want you all to go out this week and try and implement one celebration, one little thing. It could be one of these on the list. It could be your own idea, just one thing. And when you do, I want you to stop and think about how you felt afterwards. Because sometimes when we spend a little energy, take a little time to celebrate someone else, it actually feels even better than when we're the one being celebrated. Thank you.